So I thought I would go over something that I had talked about. Was it a loss that Spike Lee and Eddie Murphy never worked together? Could it have been something? Could have been maybe a Dr. Martin Luther King project. Could it have been a musical project? Could it have been something? Because Spike Lee is a historian. Spike Lee is someone who likes to conjure up the past and the present and so on. So how come their past didn't work together? Was Eddie too happy, too giddy, too Hollywood for Spike's agenda? Or maybe Eddie was a little deeper than Spike subtly. Who knows? It's always interesting how certain orbits don't come together, certain orbits don't pass, certain orbits don't circle the stars and align. It's kind of amazing when you think about it because with all the success that these individuals had, now they did do a cover in Spin magazine back in 1990 and they talked about things. And that was maybe the closest it came. And then all those years since, it didn't really come together. It is one of those strange odysseys that never occurred. Why did it not work together? What kept them apart? What would it have been like if they had done a project together? Could Eddie Murphy have done one of those movies that Denzel Washington did? Could it have brought him? Could you have imagined uh, Denzel Washington and He Got Game? Hmm. Could Denzel Washington have portrayed Bowfinger? Do you think that you just kind of wonder these things just subtly? Could it have happened? Why is it two of the most important African American figures in the entertainment industry in Hollywood in the last 40 years didn't do projects together? It's an interesting situation, camps and judgments and realities, and what kept the gap. You know, might how it have come out. What might it have been like? Eddie put out all kinds of movies, clump movies, etc., etc. Spike was still putting out storytelling movies, but people picked choose sides. Now, Spike Lee worked with the what I call the great equalizer against Eddie and Denzel Washington because you can make the case, all due respect to Will Smith, but if I'm going in totality over the last 40 years, these guys are one and two as far as the most important African American male actors overall in totality. Because Eddie's dominance in the 80s for black lead men, Denzel's dominance in the 90s until Will jumped off. But that's